Hey, how you doing today? I am Tequila Coleman. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you today about your love story can be found in the Bible. So for those of you who are standing for a God-ordained marriage promise, I want you to know that your love story promise, it is found in the Bible, okay? So some of the marriages that took place in the Bible are Ruth and Boaz, Esther and the king, Rebecca and Isaac, Mary and Joseph, Hosea and Gomer, Adam and Eve, Abraham and Sarah, Jacob and Rachel, David and Abigail, right? These are just some of the marriages that took place in the Bible. It's more, right? If I haven't said the ones, whichever ones I missed, post them in the comment section. But I want you to know that if you're standing for a God ordained marriage promise, you can locate your story, your love story in one of these marriages that's in the Bible, okay? And I got this confirmation last night with one of my clients. We were able to locate her love story in the Bible. And it just brought me so much joy because I knew I had heard God tell me this, a couple of months ago. But once he led me to it last night, I was like, that was my confirmation, and she only has one more chapter to go before she see her marriage promise come to pass. Okay. So number one, I want you to, if you've been standing for more than a year, you should have enough information, enough evidence, to help you to identify what love story God has given you from this Bible. Okay. If you're new to standing, like if you just been standing for, less than 90 days, you may not have enough information, right? You probably haven't seen God move, in ways where it will highlight certain events that happen in the Bible, right? So for you, you're going to have to give God more time to unfold things and let things play out so that it brings you revelation of which story God is using. That's going, which story God is using for your marriage, your God ordained marriage promise. Okay. But others who have been standing more than a year or so, you should have enough information to locate your love story in the Bible. Okay. Now, once you locate your love story in the Bible, I want you to begin to focus in. I want you to read the story. Okay. So read the whole. If your love story is Adam and Eve, read the whole thing. If it's Ruth and Boaz, read the whole book of Ruth. If it's Esther, read the whole book of Esther. Okay. Wherever your love story is falling at, I want you to read it, and I want you to begin to identify, like, what was the purpose of God joining these two spouses together, right? Rebecca brought Isaac comfort, right? After his mother passed away. God used Esther to save her people. Who else? I'm trying to think. Sarah and Abraham birthed the promised child, Isaac, right? You see the purpose, right? And God kept his promise to Abraham and Sarah. Another thing, I'm trying to think of some more stories. Ruth and Boaz, right? That was a renewal of life. That was restoration. Okay. So when you locate your love story in the Bible, read it so that you can get the overall purpose of why God joined these two individuals together and what it brought to their life, okay? So that you understand what God wants to do in your own life and in your own marriage, okay? But know that your love story can be found in the Bible. Now, the last thing I want to share with you, when you locate your love story in the Bible, and if God begins to speak to you about if you hear God say he's going the back way, or he's going, the going down the back alley, right? He might even say this in a dream, right? If you hear any of these things, what God is saying or trying to communicate to you is, once you locate your love story, he's telling you, when he say back way or back alley, he's saying your love story isn't going to go in the order it is in this Bible. It's going to be the same things that happen in the Bible is going to play out in your love story, but a different way. Okay, so I'll give you an example. So let's take Esther and the king love story for a good example. Esther was made queen in chapter 2, right? Vashti was already queen, right? In chapter 1, Vashti, she just moved the king to anger, disrespecting him, right? And then in chapter 2, we see that Vashti is removed, and Esther is made queen. Now, when you continue to read, you read about Haman, I think that's how you pronounce his name. You read about how he was, who the enemy used to try to kill the Jews, right? He just didn't know that Esther was a Jew, right? So if God is giving you an Esther and the king, love story, your love story may not play out exactly how it played out. God may go through the back alley, meaning he may reveal right to your spouse, your prodigal spouse, who the Hamans are in your love story, right? And once the Hamans are revealed, then God may also reveal Vashti or have Vashti in your love story. That's the counterfeit. God will move Vashti into revealing her motive to your spouse, to the king, only for your spouse, the king, to remove Vashti. Okay. And then he may come back in and now put that crown on your head and make you queen. Okay. So understand what that means. When God, if he speak to you and say back way or back alley, it's the same love story you have already identified, but it's not going to play out the same way. Okay. That means he got to go a different route, but it's the same love story, just a different way of how he's bringing that love story back around full circle. Okay. So that's it. I wanted to share this with you all. I already shared this inside of our Community for God-ordained Spouses Facebook group. I shared a lot today inside our Facebook group. So if you want to join our group, the link is posted below in the comment in the description area. But yes, know that your God ordained love story can be found in the Bible. Okay, so that is it. I am Tequila Coleman. I'll talk to you all real soon. Take care.